Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second ever segment of Unloading the Box Truck. I am your co-host, Scoochy Dean, here along with my main man,
D-Money.
D-Money. Well, this is a special episode because this week on the Box Truck Talk, our actual podcast we record on Wednesdays, we had our first actual guest in, Nate Haremza. And today we also have a guest for you guys. He is none other than student coach Dylan Smith.
What's up?
How are you, Dylan? You doing okay?
I am doing okay. Happy to be here.
Perfect, man. We're glad to have you. Dallas, you want to go ahead and knock out some of this agenda for today?
Yeah, so we apologize for the technical difficulties. We are working on getting live set up. Something's going wrong with our YouTube, but we will figure it out, and we'll be live next week, hopefully. We're going to jump right into it. Like I said with other episodes, literally just unloading the weekend of sports and whatever went on in sports. So we'll start with XFL. Scoochy, take it away.
Well, Thursday night, my Sea Dragons fell short once again. Battlehawks lost 20-18. You know, they had the lead for a good portion of that game, actually most of the game, honestly. I actually got a call from my father, and he was like, dude, are your Dragons ever going to win anything, or are they just going to look cool? So, I mean, at least he knows they look cool, like I think they look cool, but they just got to get it going. Coming up this week,
Now, was that game? That game was in Seattle, right?
Correct, Lumen Field. So, I mean, that's tough break there. Should have had that one. Now they fall 0-2, and the Battlehawks go up. Their record now is 2-0. But they got the Guardians next, and the Guardians have scored a combined 24 points in their first two games and have given up 63. So, I'm hoping for it, and I think it'll happen. Hopefully they'll get on the board, and they'll be 1-2 at the end of this week. So,
Little bottom of the league matchup.
Man, I don't know. At least your Brahmas got on the board, but you'll talk about them later.
Yeah, telling you. DC played the Vipers. DC took it away. Man, the Vipers are struggling too.
Don't score. I mean, 6 points, so total 24, and I think that was one of the games where, actually all the games were upper 30s, like 37, 38.5, 38.5, and 40.5 for all the games. So,
Dill, aren't you a Vipers fan?
I am, yeah. It's my squad.
What? Explain to the people out there why they're your squad.
Well, I am a Green Bay Packers fan, and they have two former Green Bay Packer players on the team, Brett Hundley and then Geronimo Allison. So Brett Hundley finally got to play a little bit last game, but due to those weather issues, rain, they forced 3 turnovers to start the game, got up 6-0, and then obviously the rain started to affect the way kickers were slipping, and DC runs the ball a lot better than the Vipers. Vipers are built around the pass, and they couldn't run the ball. And DC put in Derek King, the old Miami quarterback, and they just started running read option with him and quarterback option, and he took it away from there. He had a really good second half.
Yeah, Vegas, like I said, Vegas is struggling, but
They are struggling.
I could see him, new quarterback, that kind of stuff. I could see him, get it going. The Brahmas took on the Guardians. Let me tell you, the hometown team, I say, my hometown team, not really my hometown team, but my favorite team, San Antonio, got the dub. Oh, and you know how we were talking, Terrell Buckley, the head coach for the Guardians.
Yep.
Him and Hines Ward actually played against each other in a Super Bowl.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't know it. And crazy thing about it, they were talking about it in pregame. They both tackled each other during the game. Now, one might ask how that happens.
Wow.
So, Hines Ward, obviously, receiver. Terrell Buckley, DB. Easy play you would think of is Terrell Buckley, obviously, tackles Hines Ward in open field, whatever.
Correct.
But one might ask, how does Hines Ward tackle Terrell Buckley?
Interception.
Tip pass over the middle, and Hines Ward gets a tackle. So, nonetheless, Brahmas, they're kind of stagnant at first, and then they kind of got it going in the second half. But nonetheless, won 30-12. And then the Battle of Texas, the two Texas teams, and I really, I really thought that Arlington was going to get the job done. No, not quite.
Roughnecks look good.
Dude, hate the uniforms, but gotta love the team.
Yeah.
Defenses,
man. I mean, really, especially in this league where you got the running clock, and it's already going to be low scoring. So if your defense is already that good, then I mean, That's what I'm thinking the Guardians don't have. I mean, they don't got a lot of stuff, but to give up 63 points, wow.
Yeah.
In both their first 2 games combined, but
Nonetheless, another good weekend in XFL.
it's exciting. I like it.
I was listening to another podcast the other day, or last night, and the guy on there said, it may not be the most talented dudes out there, but it's a good product.
Mhm, yeah.
It's they got these cool fancy rules that NFL might be testing out, whatever. But I think it's a good product. I don't, obviously not as talented as the NFL. Everybody's mad about the offensive line play. We get that in the NFL. So
yeah,
I think the talent has been better in the XFL than other leagues other than the NFL, though.
No doubt.
Yeah,
great
guys,
point. That's
Yeah.
a great point.
It's
Yeah.
been more fun to watch all around.
it'll be interesting to see the talent comparison between XFL and USFL once USFL gets started up. Which
Yeah.
they just had their draft last week. Kind of
And-
interesting.
Dylan, big K-State Cats guy, Adrian Martinez, man.
Ooh.
15th overall
That's
Who
kind
did he
of
go
cool.
to?
It was some DC team, right?
It's
We know XFL. We don't
Yeah,
know USFL.
sorry.
We'll know
Sorry.
USFL when we pick that up. That's for another
Now,
time.
here's the question: Are they like the XFL and like what the USFL did last year? Are they all in one spot? Because last year everybody
That's
was
what I
at
would think.
USFL was in
They're
Birmingham.
in Birmingham.
Are they doing all the
Yeah.
games again in Birmingham?
I would assume it'd all be the
I
same, in
haven't
my
seen any
opinion.
different. Yeah.
Interesting. So,
Um,
another big story to unpack over the weekend. Spring training takes off. Big time for baseball. The other interesting thing is World Baseball Classic starting here coming up.
dude, love the World
We were
Baseball
just
Classic.
watching the Twins and the Red Sox and their left fielder. They were talking about how this is his last game before he takes off for the World Baseball Classic. But the big story going around baseball right now, not just in professional stage but also in the college stage, pitch clock.
Yes.
We talked about it on the first episode of normal box truck talk. But, I think it's having a bigger impact than people thought it might.
Oh, right off the bat, what was it there? A lot of people were talking about how, Dylan's also a big Bryce Harper guy, where if he had his Grand Slam home run he had this past postseason, if he had that at bat this year in 2023, that it would be a strike, and I don't know if it'd be like he'd strike out or what I saw, he would have struck an out. So, it's a lot of things need to be taken into consideration. I saw my first time today, Joey Gallo was late getting in the box, and umpire called a strike on him, so...
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think, they're being hard on them. They're testing out in spring training. I think the level of, how strict they are on it is going to fluctuate.
Yeah, I think you got to show them, hey, at its worst or at its strictest, this is what it's going to be, and then we'll go from there. And then I think the owners or players association will be like, look, we like it, we don't like how tough it was. You know what I mean? We maybe need
Right.
give us a couple extra seconds, kind of like in NFL where you have the play clock. If it hits 0, they get like a half second or whatever. If the ref sees 0, watches the ball, if it's not snapped right away, then it's a flag.
Yeah. Now, easy. Don't want to dive too far into this.
Yeah, no,
Want to leave something for the fans on Friday.
correct.
And on top of that, we're going to bring in a couple other kind of weird rules that the MLB has used or tried to use in the past, and talk about those in our controversy in sports segment on Friday. The next thing we want to talk about is how's it's early, no doubt, it's early, but how's your favorite team doing?
My Cubs are 1-1. They got the Guardians today at 2:05. So by the time we're recording this, it's going to be 3 minutes after this. Their first game opened up. They pretty much started their whole big league lineup. So that was pretty cool. A double play.
A lot of new faces though, so that's
Oh, yeah.
probably one of the reasons why.
Double play was turned yesterday, and it was Nico Horner to Dansby Swanson over to Eric Hosmer.
It's always
So-
sweet to see that stuff just
Yeah.
go in motion right out of the gates.
So, and Eric Hosmer, obviously, great fielding first baseman, was for the Royals. I'm a big Royals guy, too. Not as much as Cubs, but I go to Royals games more often than I do
Proximity
Cubs
to
'cause it's
where we're
close.
at. Yeah.
Yep, so I'm
What
also
about
a
you,
big
Dill?
Royals guy.
I'm a Brewers fan, obviously.
I'm
That's
sorry.
a little Cubs. Well, they're 1-2 right now. They made some offseason moves. They added William Contreras, catch from the Braves, which is big, and needed at a bat. Haven't gotten to see the whole lineup yet. Garrett Mitchell, rookie prospect last year, hit 2 home runs in their first spring training game. They play the Royals today at 2:05 as well, but Yelich hasn't played yet. I don't know if he's not fully healthy or if he's just kind of waiting to get back into it fully. None of our pitchers have really thrown any big guys, obviously kind of maybe saving their arms, but they're 1-2 right now. I watched their first game. Garrett Mitchell looks really good, and we got a lot of young prospects that they're playing.
It's always fun to see those guys, too.
It is, yeah. And that's where Garrett Mitchell really showed last year. And then they called him up late in the year, played pretty well at the end of the year, and then obviously now they're expecting a pretty big season for him coming into his first full year as an MLB player. So, I don't know, pretty excited about the Brewers' chances or year that they got going, but Yelich has got to be healthy for him.
Well, yeah, he's a dude, so he's got to be that dude.
Yeah.
And then my Twins, I think we're 1-2. We're playing the Red Sox actually as we speak. It's tough. Red Sox are good, and that seems to be who we met. We basically share a spring training site with the Red Sox, so it's tough because we're always right there next to them. We're playing them quite a bit. It seems like on the travel day, we're always playing them when we get home. So, but nonetheless, got some new faces. Kyle Farmer, Joey Gallo. Those guys. I think they could step in and make a huge change in that lineup. Still searching around for a couple more pitchers, but I think we'll be all right.
No doubt.
But nonetheless, baseball's back full swing, and we'll have some more for you this week's episode. And then the other thing that happened this weekend, NASCAR. Kyle, but are you guys big NASCAR guys?
Well, I know that their seasons are ones when they get going, they get it going, and it's like boom, 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 boom.
And they almost have like the Super Bowl right off the bat.
Yeah,
we talked about it last week.
Daytona
500
end of February, and then the week after, then you got this one, and Kyle Busch, Dallas.
Yeah, Kyle Busch breaks Richard Petty's record. Most consecutive seasons with at least one win. And we were talking about it, and Scoochie's like, 9 seasons? Man, that's a lot. I said, no. 19 seasons. So some people play, Tom Brady played, 23 years?
22, I think.
He's got 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Think about how hard it is to win a NASCAR race. I mean, they almost got to be in the same. It's not the same because one's a physically demanding sport. One's you have a whole team that gets your car going, but you got to think about the same type of conversation.
I'd say winning a playoff game would be comparable.
Yeah, and
because you have to have a team to get you to the playoffs and the postseason. You got to win it.
Maybe the better comparison is NASCAR to golf.
Yeah,
you know how we were talking. John Rahm has 3 wins already.
Yep, that's impressive too.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
But I feel like golf has more weekends of tournaments. So you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it's the same. No, I mean, really, it's about the same.
Okay,
I think we would be amazed how much weight a NASCAR driver loses. They do go through a lot physically. That car gets really hot. There's nothing there. They sweat off a lot. Those guys go through quite a bit.
Never thought of that.
And like how close they are driving, and you understand, driving in it.
It's hot in there.
190 miles an hour, 180 miles an hour, right next to people.
We kick on the AC and we're rolling.
I mean, but they ain't got none.
I don't think they have AC.
That's insane.
Because I know they
have that 55 mile an hour AC, except it's at 200.
Yeah.
Right.
Roll the window down and hope you get some fresh air,
dude.
So I'm not.
Pray to God you don't run out of water too. Now they do have some AC. They have a little bit. They have the hose that goes inside the helmet.
Yes.
But their body temperature, though, like their internal body temperature, has got to be up there.
I think they sweat off quite a bit of weight.
Do they got water? Did they just drink while they're driving?
They have a water deal in a stand that has a hose that goes inside their helmet.
Oh, so I can just.
At least that's how it used to be. Now with the closed face helmets, I don't know how they.
Yeah, it's closed.
I just remember watching Dale Earnhardt, and he had the open face helmet, and he had where it was like attached to his seat or his helmet somehow. I don't remember.
So you're talking to your pit crew while you're just drinking some water, dude. That'd get annoying.
You do have your
But you also don't want to drink too much because then you got to go to the bathroom. You got a full send Ricky Bobby.
I'm pretty sure they wear.
I think they just go
diaper
themselves.
Type stuff.
Honestly.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm pretty.
Can you imagine a full diaper in victory lane? I mean, let's be honest.
Oh God, give me the checker.
Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for us here on Box Truck Talk. Actually, unloading the box truck, episode 2. Fired up, you guys are listening. Like I said, we will get this live thing figured out, and we'll get it in front of you guys so you guys can enjoy that. Another thing, I don't know if we're going to be able to drop our big announcement this week. We had some scheduling conflicts, but hopefully it'll just be a surprise whether we get it or not before we record for this week. Nonetheless, though, like, subscribe, comment, follow,
share.
subscribe. We'll be posting this on our Twitter as well. Also, new platform, TikTok. Find us on there. And then, as always, be careful, and we'll see you next time.